Okay,
Titties and coochie. Titties and coochie. Anyway, titties and coochie.
Vaginas and breasts.
Yo, go ahead and send me that. 7. Yeah. No. I'm speaking to the producer. That's why you can't hear me. Send me the other file. 11025 is the project radar. Alright? Appreciate it. Thanks. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're back and we're with
Dr. Elizabeth Chef.
Okay, wait, chef as in the cooking chef?
It's spelled differently, but it sounds exactly the same. It's spelled
I thought
SHEFF.
when she told me about you, I thought you was an actual chef.
Well, I do most of the cooking, actually, too. I make some really spicy vegan food.
Okay.
The floor is yours, ladies and gentlemen. The floor is yours.
All right, check this out, everybody. What's up? Namaste. This is Troy Vaughn, a.k.a. Trey Amazing, a.k.a. Johnny Cochran, because I get you off. I am your favorite part-time stripper, favorite part-time megachurch pastor, but full-time dating commentator here on Sex, Love, and Shenanigans, your #1 source for erotic infotainment. And we are here with a very lovely and special guest. Say your name one more time.
Dr. Eli Chef.
Dr. Eli Chef, okay? And so she is here with us, joining us downtown in the heart of Atlanta, here in the Hilton Atlanta on Portland Street for the Sex Down South Conference. So check this out. For those who don't know you, for those who are new to the conference, please tell our listeners what it is that you do and why are you here?
I'm the worldwide expert on polyamorous families with children.
Polyamorous families with children.
I've been studying that since 1996.
Okay.
And I have written 3 different books on it. I'm doing my 4th wave of data collection. The music is it's just a little too, awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also an expert on kinky sex and BDSM.
Nice.
I do expert witnessing in court for either if people are sex and gender minorities and they might get their kids taken away.
Okay.
I testify on behalf of them, or sometimes when kinky sex goes wrong.
You said in court?
In court.
You need anybody to get off, so just call me, okay?
Okay. Yes, good. Yes. It's true.
Yes.
Ring, not ram.
That's right.
Yes.
That's not confusing with the original.
With my original frat brother. Flagrant.
All right, so polyamorous families, and it's interesting that you brought that up because we did have a polyamorous representative come on and talk about polyamory. And one of the questions that came up was, what about the kids? And I'm sure that that's a question that a lot of vanilla monogamous people have when looking at unconventional relationships.
Absolutely.
That somehow impacts the children in a negative way. So I know you've done your research. Give us the data.
The 411.
And
Absolutely. First, it's important to know in terms of my data that it's the more optimistic families that participated in my research. Like, they feel good about polyamory, they feel good about it enough to volunteer to be in the study and to keep talking to me 20 years later, over 20 years. A longitudinal study. I'm in my 4th wave of data collection. So some of these kids I met when they were preschoolers, like 3 years old, and now they're graduating from college. And it's so interesting to me that even if they don't think they're going to be polyamorous themselves, which a lot of them don't, they're like, I don't know if I'm going to be poly or not, who knows, right now, not so much, but maybe later, it's hard to say. But they're definitely not all like, yes, gotta be polyamorous. They're like, yeah, maybe not. But what they do tell me over and over is they learned all of these really important skills in their polyamorous families about how to make friends and create kind of a network of emotional intimacy for themselves. So when they move away from home, they move out and go to college, they go get a job, something like that. When they're not in their usual environment that they grew up in, they have all these skills that they can create new relationships, new networks of emotional intimacy. So they have support and they have people they can count on and people they can feel close to. And they know how to reestablish that in a way that, for instance, they look at some of their peers in that they live in the dorms with and things like that, and their peers are just at a loss. They're like, I'm freaking out. This is the first time I've been away from home. I don't know what I'm doing. Sometimes their peers have never dealt with anyone who isn't just like them. And for polyamorous people, or the people who grew up in polyamorous families, they're used to dealing with a lot of different people and they're used to being different. So they have an attitude towards difference, like, oh, this is something that's kind of cool and interesting. And absolutely, and that they can kind of swim in a much bigger social stream than some of their friends are like, I can't get out of the kiddie pool, I'm too scared.
I do have a question. In reference to the children, now a lot of there are some, I know a couple of poly families, but one thing I've noticed is that they don't all have children. How do they interact with each other differently when one person has multiple women and has children by them as well?
I would say usually if one person has multiple women, then those women also have other partners too. It's not just like a man with a whole bunch of women and those women just kind of follow him around. I mean, sometimes it is. Sometimes they do totally follow him around, and it is a man with a whole bunch of women. Sometimes it's a woman with a whole bunch of men. In fact, in my long-term study, I found that usually when I interact with a triad, a family that has 3 people in it, I can think of one where it's a man with 2 women and all of the rest of them are a woman with 2 men.
All right.
And sometimes she'll have a child with each of the men, sometimes they won't have any children at all, sometimes they'll have children from previous relationships. But certainly not everybody wants children for one thing. A lot of people don't want kids, and that is legit. Like, kids are a lot of work, and if you don't want them, there's enough people who've been like fucked up because they, I probably can't say that.
Oh no, you can say it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes, get it, just do it.
Excellent. By not being wanted, coming into the world and the parents just didn't want kids but didn't do whatever to stop it, and so now they've got all these kids and they're not taking care of them. And it's much better to just, if you really don't want kids, like it is legit, don't have them, and you can still have a super satisfying family life. Like, family doesn't have to mean children.
Exactly. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or no kids at all. And just be
fur baby.
Fur babies.
I have a fur baby, I understand, but everybody, if you don't want kids, you need to level up your pull-out game, like straight up.
Or get yourself a vasectomy.
Right.
That's cool too.
Get fixed.
Pulling out is cheaper.
Pulling out doesn't always work. Is
Well,
the
that's
thing.
true.
You can still get pregnant. Pulling out.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta level up. Y'all gotta. Go ahead, Keontae.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question for the triads where it was 2 men and 1 woman. So I know one of the marks of polyamory is to master the art of managing jealousy and possessiveness. Do you find that I get how we can master that in terms of romantic relationships, but in a triad where there's 2 men and there's a child, do you find that that also that lack of possessiveness translates to parenting? Well, very young children, so is there a need to know how to treat a child? Is it planned? And okay, I'm going to have children with you. We're going to try and get rid of this person. It's a question that has come up with me when I'm trying to explain polyamory to people, and I don't know the answer to that. So, what do you have?
I would say usually people do plan, if they're going to have the kids, there certainly is accidental pregnancy in polyamorous families sometimes, absolutely. But because they're planning around sexually transmitted infections, that they're generally not just sharing bodily fluids willy-nilly. Usually they're being very careful about sexually transmitted infections, because once you start having multiple partners and those other partners also have multiple partners, then somebody gets something and you can spread it through your social network really quickly. Absolutely. So usually the kind of lack of pregnancy is more of a byproduct of not transmitting any STIs. And then if they want to have kids, you plan around it, definitely. And in my study, the kids always know who their parents are. And it's usually the biological parents who do most of the parenting. Although not always. Sometimes they have very involved social parents. But for the most part, the kids don't see all of their parents' partners as parents. Usually it's more like an auntie or an uncle kind of figure, sometimes a cousin, sometimes like an older sibling kind of, but not really a parent. And often the partners want to be like the fun friend person, so they don't want to take on that parenting, like you come home with all F's, you know. Right, exactly. The partner's like, wow, that sucks. You should go talk to your mom and dad about that. I'm going to go get us ice cream for later. You know, like, once that, yes, exactly. Once that conversation comes down, I've got the ice cream. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do you have any published work where you can find more about polyamorous families?
I got a ton of published work. Probably the easiest place to find it for free and in like little bite-sized nuggets. Yeah. I blog on Psychology Today, and my name is Elizabeth, spelled with an S, Elisabeth, Chef, Sheff. And the name of my blog is The Polyamorists Next Door, which is the name of my first book, too. And so that book gives the findings for the first 15 years of the study. So it's the most academic book I've written so far. I'm writing 2 more books right now from the findings of this most recent round of data collection. I've also got Stories from the Polycule, which is an edited volume of stories written by polyamorous people, so it's really not academic at all. It's the kind of thing that you could pick up and read from the middle and just read like little snippets of it here and there. It's really short. And then I've got When Someone You Love is Polyamorous is a very short book, and it's a tool for people who want to come out to their families or their significant others. It explains what polyamory is very briefly using research findings. And it's not persuasive in that it's not trying to say, you should be polyamorous and here's how. It's more like, this is what polyamory is, this is who does it and why, and this is a few of the impacts it has, but more of an introduction to non-polyamorous people.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Break time. I am beat.
Y'all have been working.